What up, your boy MC Shadow? Now, this is the last one of the San Fernando Valley right here. Um, throw out all these new sets and smaller sets and the ones that just drift around, the floaters. They're neighborhoods that they are neighborhoods but don't have like a specific location. They kind of just like float around. Um, and I know there's probably like some hoods I left out, like Cohasset, because it's small, it's not around no more. Every Girl's Fantasy, which is a black neighborhood. Um, let's see who else is getting left out. A few black neighborhoods, you know what I mean. But I talked about like the main ones. A few Asian neighborhoods, but I mentioned más o menos roughly the ones that you do hear about, the ones that you gotta take in consideration because then food will lay you out. You know what I mean? The most active, pues. You know what I mean? So maybe later on, I'll do one like covering the rest of these smaller black neighborhoods, or maybe like some sets that I left out. Like I know there's like some people say some Gloria Street Malos or whatever, but like that's a Titan crew. You know what I mean? But like all these other um, not really sure the neighborhood type sets. You know what I mean? Trying to become neighborhoods. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, that's like I just mentioned, like mainly the 818ers. Um, and later on maybe I'll get to covering those sets, you know what I mean. But as for now, like that's it for the San Fernando Valley, and then we'll now I'm gonna continue back to San Diego where I left off. But yeah, starting off right here with
You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and check out the playlist.
I grew up hearing gunshots in the late night. Ghetto bird, police sirens as a mother cries. Just another victim of the Soundbrown genocide. Locals posted, locked and loaded, ready to take lives. And when they heard the chief late, they would duck up out of sight. Like your car when the sundown, it was mission time. You had to stay alert cause bullets always travel blind. We stayed posted, we stayed drinking and we getting high. Marchando down the enemy neighborhood as we ride. Put the hood, put the clica sample, fuck their side. No regrets, but the truth is no peace of mind.
G-File.
Here you have MCP. Now, MCP is a neighborhood right here in the San Fernando Valley. You can find them in Pacoima, by Arleta. You can find them throughout those areas. They don't really have a specific block where they kick it at. They're kind of just scattered everywhere. I know that they're also in Palmdale. They're also in the IE. It's one of these neighborhoods that's just scattered throughout, Southern Cali. There used to be a tagging crew that used to stand for Mexican Causing Panic um, around the mid 90s. Then they became a neighborhood, in the 2000s. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's who MCP is, Mexican Causing Panic. They be right there representing for their neighborhood. So right here, they do have an 818 clique. And as a matter of fact, I think they started right here in the 818, if I'm not mistaken. They started right here in the 818. But yeah, that's what's up with MCP right there. You know what I mean? Here you have Armenian Power. Now, Armenian Power is a neighborhood right here in Glendale. The reason why they're on this side is because they are treces, they are sureños, you know what I mean? So they are 1-3. They do roll with homeboys. You can find them throughout Burbank, throughout Glendale. They've been around since the 80s, man. And hey, they with the business, man. They they do their thing, homie. Don't ever get it twisted, man. These guys are not playing, man. These fools do put it on the map, you know what I mean? You do see the activity was with them and all that, but you find them through those areas, which is Glendale, Burbank, through those back ends is where you find Armenian Power. And yeah, man, they right there definitely representing. Shout out to the homie Gunther from Armenian Power, Firme Camarada right there. And yeah, shout out to the homies from AP that be doing their thing. All right, here you also have the Jeff Rocks. Now, the Jeff Rocks is an Asian neighborhood right here in LA, but they have a clique right here in the San Fernando Valley. It's called the Valley Side. You know what I mean? They're close by like Kennedy and Granada Hills. Those areas, they're pretty large. Um, they're a large Asian neighborhood, and if you think that um, just because they're Asian, you don't gotta watch out for them. Like, nah, homie, these fools are crazy, man. Like, these Asian neighborhoods ain't playing, homie. Like, these fools will drop you. You get caught slipping, homie. You might get smoked, jagged, rolled up. You know what I mean? Yeah, these fools are with the business. They keep it active. You hear about them. I got a few homies from Jeff Rocks right here. You know what I mean? Some of the homie, a brother from my neighborhood is actually from Jeff Rocks. You know what I mean? So they with the business, homie. They definitely keep it active right here in the San Fernando Valley, and they right there doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, here you have Desmadrosos. Now, Desmadrosos is another neighborhood that used to be a tank crew in the mid '90s. Then they became a neighborhood in the early 2000s. So what I've been told, I can't confirm that, but that's what I was told. Um, because they used to be a pretty active tag banging crew. You did hear about them, and they didn't make noise. But they roughly small. Really don't have that many heads. But nonetheless, man, they be right here representing for their neighborhood. They're pretty much just scattered around. You can find them in Van Nuys. You can find them in Panorama. You can find them in North Hills. You can just find them just like spread out the San Fernando Valley. But yeah, that's what's up with DSM right there. There's Madrosos. You know what I mean? Don't don't stop mobbing. Also, what they write. Shout out to the homie Bad Luck. From DSM right there. You know what I mean? Now here you have MWC. Now it stands for Most Wanted Criminals. Used to be a tank crew that now I can't confirm if it's a 1-3, but that's what they write. But I can't confirm if they're a 1-3. You can find them scattered around. You know what I mean? They really don't have a specific location, but you can find them like spread out through the San Fernando Valley, mostly on the east side. But yeah, they were around since the late '90s, early 2000s. And yeah, they be right there representing and holding their own. You know what I mean? Here you have Santana. Santana is another Asian neighborhood that's large. They deep. You know what I mean? These fools keep it active. They're right here in the San Fernando Valley too. They're in north side. Click. It's on Mission Hills, North Hills. They beef it a lot with the crib sets. You know what I mean? The dead end gangster cribs, the Asian boys. You know what I mean? I think it's like they have a clique like the KBB. I think it's like King Berry Boys or something like that. You know what I mean? But these fools are deep and they active. Like I said, man, these Asian neighborhoods, man, they get it cracking, homie. Like, gotta watch out for these fools too, homie. Like, these fools ain't playing, homie. Like, fools, think that Asians, are some chumps or nothing. But shit, they ain't no chumps, homie. Like, fools will smoke you. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's up, with them. You know what I mean? Now here you have Hoodlums. Now Hoodlums is another one that I can't confirm if it's a neighborhood, but that's how they write it. Now these guys are actually pretty deep. They're right here in Van Nuys, is where you can find them. H13 or how they write it. Hoodlums. Um, now I don't know if they have any connections to the one in Watts, but that's what they be right here. In the San Fernando Valley also. They Winators. They right there just holding it down for their neighborhood. Also, like I said, they used to be a tank crew, so they roughly small, roughly new. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, man, that's what they be right there, and holding it down for their side. You know what I mean? Here you have Lakeview Terrace. Now Lakeview Terrace is clicked up with Violin. It was a neighborhood right here since the '90s, early '90s, right here in Lakeview Terrace, where the Hanson Dam Park's at. You know what I mean? They would go at it with Pacoima. Like Violin also goes at it with them. Why it made why it made sense for them, to click up together, same enemies, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's what Lakeview Terrace is. They're roughly small, but nonetheless, man, they're right there and, holding it down for their neighborhood and representing right there, you know what I mean? Now here you have the Rascals. Now the Rascals is a neighborhood that right here in Water Village, but they're also right here in the 818 by Glendale, by the Glendale Galleria, by Colorado's, where you can find this neighborhood. You know what I mean? Been right here since the '90s, but the neighborhood in itself is older, is large, so because obviously the Outwater side stays really close to Glendale, so you know what I mean. So it's like it's almost the same thing. You know what I mean. Going at it with the neighborhoods, roughly on their side, and I bumped into these guys a lot, right there by the Glendale Galleria, and been banged on, a few times by them, it's by Griffith Park and all that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what's up with the rascals. They large, they with the business, you know, they active, and they right there representing for their neighborhood. You know what I mean? Yeah, Sur 13. Now, Sur 13 is right here, also in the San Fernando Valley. They're roughly small right here. Only been right here since the 2000s. You could just find them pretty much just floating around the San Fernando Valley. You know what I mean? So to the different cities, you know, Panorama, Arleta, Pacoima, Van Nuys, you know. But yeah, that's who they are. You know, in a whole, Sur 13 is a big neighborhood, but right here in the valley, they're roughly smaller. But nonetheless, that's who they be in right there representing. Now here you have DC. Now DC is not a neighborhood; it's a tag banging crew. But the reason why I'm adding it on here is because this is a clique that actually needs to be recognized. You know what I mean? Like these fools are not playing; they with the business. You hear about them, you see them up, they deep. You see the activity. They've been around already since the '90s. You know. And been putting in work. You know, they go at it with neighborhoods. You know, they hold their own. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna lie. You know, I give them their props. They right there holding it down. You know, for their crew or their clique or whatever. So yeah, they do put in work. So this is one that people actually do need to you know like like know about, like, because you get caught slipping by these fools, like the same. It's like getting caught by a neighborhood. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what's up with DC right there, delinquentes. You know what I mean?